the natural periodic suspension of consciousness, during which the powers of the body are restored.
Sleep is mandatory for you to survive. Your body relies on sleep, and so does your brain. During sleep, your brain has time to process and store things you have learned throughout the day, so that you can remember them in the future. Sleep is also a time for your body to reset itself and your mind to wander. Sleep is not as simple as just lying down and closing your eyes. As you sleep, your body goes through different stages.
Yes, my name is Laura McDonald. I am the day sleep technologist. My official title is a polysomnographer, which is a person who studies sleep. As an adult, you have three stages. There's 4 stages of sleep, sorry. Stage 1 sleep is that drifting off stage where you can feel yourself kind of falling asleep. You hear the TV in the background, but you're kind of drifting off. Stage 2 sleep is where you're good at your sleep, but you could still be easily awoken. If somebody walked in the room, you would open your eyes and wake up. Stage 3 is the important sleep for all of us because it is kind of our restorative sleep, and it's also that growth hormone sleep for kids. That's when the growth hormones really kick in and you can start growing, and it's also when we start producing that memory part of all the stuff we remembered that day. And then stage REM sleep is what most people are familiar with, and that's when you're dreaming.
Depending on your age and the amount you grow, you need an amount of sleep that can support that. Because of this, you need a different amount of sleep than others may. Many problems can arise from getting a little sleep, including exhaustion, trouble concentrating, and memory loss.
It varies according to age. When you're first born, you will typically sleep 18 hours out of a day. As you grow older, that will change. The typical teenager should get at least 9 hours of sleep a night, which I know is pretty funny to most teenagers. But it takes that, just that amount of time in order for, when you're a preteen and teen, that's when your growth hormones really kick in, is when you're sleeping. So it's very important that you get that amount of sleep, at least 9 hours as a teenager. You need at least 9. As you get older, adults can get by on 7 easily without much trouble, but as a teenager, you definitely need more.
It's true that getting little sleep can have a negative impact on your mental and physical well-being, but what is it that causes you to not be able to sleep? More commonly, the causes aren't anything that needs to be treated or receive medical attention. But when a person has a sleep disorder, they should receive some sort of treatment. Sleep disorders are changes in sleeping patterns or habits that can have a negative effect on a person's health.
Well, the most common one for adults is obstructive sleep apnea. That's where the muscles in the trachea can no longer support the windpipe to stay open when you fall asleep. These muscles will start losing their strength as we grow older, and of course we get a little heavier around the neck as we get older, so gravity is truly not your friend when you get to be older. And so the windpipe is a C shape. It's not completely round, so it's not a complete structure. So the weight of the muscles and the way the muscles no longer can support it, they start to collapse, and that collapses your windpipe. Hence is why we go and it opens it back up, and then slowly it'll start closing again. That's what the snoring a lot of time represents. For young adults, teenagers, insomnia is a big one because you don't sleep enough. If you go enough without getting enough sleep, then you're kind of like wired, and now you can't sleep. You're worried about the test or the dance, or something's coming up that's kind of stressed you, can cause an acute case of insomnia.
To treat some sleeping disorders, particularly sleep apnea, patients may have to wear a mask when sleeping. This mask can vary in size depending on its purpose and the severity of the disorder. Since sleep is of the utmost importance, you should make an effort to get the amount of sleep that is right for you. There are many precautions one can take to assure a better night's sleep.
You need to go to bed at the same time every day. I know that's hard to believe. Setting a set schedule will get your body, it's called the circadian rhythm, it gets your body in line with when it knows it needs to go to bed.
It's plain to see that sleep is necessary for the survival, health, and mental sharpness of humans. Sleep affects how we remember, how we learn, and how we act. Although it may be true, we know much about sleep, the answer to the big question is incomplete. Why? Why do we sleep? For today, it's a mystery.